What's going on, football fans? It's your boy Lolo. I'm back in the basement on another Friday night happy hour edition. No, happy hour World Cup edition. So I am rocking the Brazil top. No, I'm not particularly a Brazil fan, or do I want them to win, but the two Gabbies of my Arsenal are on that team, and I wish them the best of luck as long as they're not playing the USA or Mexico or Spain. Those are the teams that I support for reasons we can get into if we want or if we don't. But yes, this is our World Cup edition. The World Cup kicks off on Sunday. That's 2 sleeps away, which is crazy. But I'll take it because it leaves Arsenal at the top of the league, the Premier League, for even longer than probably was ever expected. Oh, hold up, King Lolo. Man, I need that red chair here. I need to take that chair off the set. Yeah, sitting pretty up top. Anyway, we're here to talk about World Cup. World Cup action. Qatar kicks off against Ecuador on Sunday for a thrilling, enthralling match. I can't believe they only have one match on that day, and that's the match that they have. It's probably not going to be pretty for Qatar, for the Qataris. And I'm sure the Ecuadorians will find a place to drink afterwards elsewhere because you cannot drink in the stadiums. But if you do like to drink, make sure to come out to Dram Shop on Sunday for the kickoff. The matches start at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm not going to give the rest of the times because you can't come out and join us if you're in a different time zone. So come on out to Dram Shop on 9th Street here in Park Slope, Brooklyn. Heineken's going to be out there giving away free beer. I've been told like the Heineken brand ambassadors, the girls are coming out and giving away free stuff. And we will be doing a live pre-show, a halftime show, and we will be doing a post-match show. Speaking of all that beer, we are not in Qatar. We are in the good old US of A. So, yeah, I'm allowed to have a beer.
Hurry up. I've been waiting.
Jesus, John, I'm so used to you cutting me off. I looked over and saw an unopened beer.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers, big ears. All right, big super chat already from Jimmy Bremer's Ghost. Club before country. Only World Cup I care about is the one where tonight's beers are ending up. Very well said. Very well said. I like the color of that yellow. It matches my yellow and my awfully yellow face today, or orange face today. Maybe my lighting, maybe it's that light behind me. Anyway, thank you so much for that, Jimmy. Let's see who else is in the house already in the comments. We have Bandy Fornaski. Good to see you. Leeds United will win world championships and lift the World Cup. I'm all for it because the most Leeds United players are on the U.S. men's national team. Go Brendan Aronson. Brazil to win the World Cup. Rafinha to win the Golden Boot. Okay. We'll see about that, Jimmy. Macronomicals here. As a proud Canadian, having the Americans get embarrassed would be better than any Christmas gift. Listen, I think Canada has a good team. They are a very, very strong, solid team. And I don't think y'all have to worry about the USA. I think y'all just do better than us. And that's all you got to worry about, which I think is quite possible. People are talking about the U.S. men's national team's ceiling being getting out of the group and then getting knocked out in the next round. So that's kind of tough to take. You hate hearing that that's your ceiling. But I think Canada's ceiling is higher than that. Who else? That was Ben Arizona. Good to see you out in Arizona. He can't stay for the night, but thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Mr. Tom as well. Good evening, everyone. So, let's get to it. Speaking of the U.S. men's national team, we are kicking off on Monday against Wales at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We will also be out at Dram Shop doing live shows from there. But if you can't make it out to Dram Shop, check us out on the channel. We'll be posting 30 minutes before the show, before the match, at halftime, and then a little post-match after each U.S. men's national team match and some select other ones. U.S. men's national team, the biggest snub that I felt was Mark McKenzie not making it onto the squad. So you know what? We have Mark McKenzie with us. Mark, get in here.
I tried my best to play defense. if I'm not mistaken, Mark McKenzie was a defender on the squad.
He's not dead. He's not dead, so he still is a defender.
Exactly. But if I could just roll a little forward or a little back when you were saying that the World Cup is the World Cup is 2 sleeps away. Some of us need a nap or two.
Oh yeah, I will have many.
And so we're going to have a few more sleeps before kickoff. And while it is not the most exciting of kickoff matches, I do understand why they're the only match, because they want all the attention brought onto them. Qatar's team, national team. If there were other matches that day, I don't think anyone would watch that match, and the ratings would be as terrible.
Well, yeah, you still play it. You play that as the first match. I understand the host country plays the opening match. Sure, go for it. But then after that, give us something. Give us something good. Like, ooh. Like, really, we have to go from there to watching the Saints play? Ooh.
Well, I'll be tuning into the afternoon game where I will be watching the 8-1 Vikings take on the Cowboys at home.
Oh, Chelsea? Chelsea are now the London Cowboys, by the way. We're changing.
Oh, I know nothing about that, but I'll only answer to that if Najee says that it is so, that they are the Cowboys of the
he's
Premier
an Eagles
League.
fan, man. He's not going to say that. He's not going to like that. Anyway,
I thought he was a Vikings fan, Mr. 55%.
I don't know what Najee is, and now he's talking about Germany. I'm like, when did you turn German? Like, what? How are you a Germany fan? I don't understand.
Is there a Lebanese national team? I don't know.
Probably
they would have to.
They're probably not any good then.
I have no idea.
But
Najee, if you're listening out there,
I mean, come
and join us someday, man. Yeah,
anyway,
come and join us someday. We miss you.
Anyway, Mark, how you feeling going into the World Cup? Only a couple days away.
I'm actually kind of excited. I think that there's going to be a quite an unpredictable element in the World Cup this time around, and I think that there are teams that could make a little bit of noise, and also teams that could play spoilers at the right time. Specifically for the U.S., it doesn't seem like much on paper, but U.S. versus Iran has huge implications for the Iranian national team. Should they win that, they become gods in their own country. I think that is something that amongst the U.S. squad might not be as important. Where it's like, yes,
cultural, politically.
I think I'm definitely talking politically. Yes,
Mark, do you know what this show is about?
I know exactly what it's about, but
you're
what
making me get real serious, right?
I'm just saying that this has a
cultural, political implications.
This could
that the dumb Americans are not paying attention
This could be an upset by Iran. Even if it's a draw, I think that's considered an upset.
Jesus, see what you've done. You've put
what have I done?
You've put a coin in the slot of the comment section, and now we have people like Jimmy saying, U.S. versus Iran, I expect there to be explosions, never mind fireworks. See, this is where you go.
But I do think that this is...
and Macronomical actually says you're right about something, Mark. Fuck this. This is a weird day. Hold on, I got to do something real quick. Mark, there you go. You're in charge now.
What's the saying? The saying is that the sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while.
I suppose so. Yeah.
If anyone knows how that saying goes, but it's something like that.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
There you go. No, I know politics play a part. I'm putting myself back. Sorry, I feel weird over.
That's all right.
Side. How are you?
I prefer the side that I'm on.
High five. There you go. Yeah, high five. There we go. No. To be honest, Mark. I like that we do all these production meetings and talk about what we're going to talk about on the show, and then we get on the show and you totally
Hey,
fucking
just-
throw me for a geopolitical loop.
Just for the people out there, we do on occasion have production meetings. We do talk about what we're doing.
We do.
We do on occasion. It's rare. In fact, we had a little late evening production meeting at where we are doing our kickoff live show at the Dram Shop. So just coordinating there and making sure everything will run as smoothly as all of our
And you didn't
on
mention
location
shit
shoots.
about geopolitical implications of the Iran versus USA match. I'm just saying that's where I'm getting at. Anyway, okay, Mark, that isn't something that I actually thought about. I know right away, like where I thought you were going was with Iran. All of Iran's matches being important because in the group, Wales, US, and England are all going, okay, that's where we can get 3 points.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so anyone that Iran takes points off of is a flip in the script of that group.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it comes down to, will England show up? Will they actually, is I wanted to call him Graham Potter because that's what I think of him. Southgate, does he know his team yet? Is he still tinkering? Is there 3 different squads that played through the group stage? What's Berhalter doing? Can Wales bring it together? It could be very interesting if Iran gets points off of anybody.
It's just
then again,
it always
geopolitically.
right. Well, I think in the case of England, it's just like are they truly a sum of their parts? Can all that talent play together as a team? And they have been building toward this particular tournament for like the last 8 years. That this is it may not have been circled on the calendar years ahead of time, but this is the tournament. This is the World Cup that when they started this grand experiment, that this was the year that they this is one we're shooting for.
I think they've always been the same though, Mark. This year, what is different this year? They still have their 26-man squad is 26 that any other team in the world would take. Any
Absolutely.
One of those players.
What's different about
Even
this squad
Slabhead.
than say what was going on in the previous World Cup or the Euros is they're just that much more experienced.
Ugh.
Tell me if the finals come down to penalty kicks, you think Saka is going to miss so poorly? I don't think
That's
so.
the thing. Do you think Southgate puts Saka up for one? That's the thing. The manager is the weak link, but the history, the team, and Slabhead himself are the weak link. We've got some British people waiting in the wings. We can ask them what they think. Actually, we have
absolutely.
That's all we got. 1, 2, 3. We got 4 fucking people waiting while we're just talking. Mr. Tom's grooving. He's looking good. We've even got a mystery guest who's not really British, but he's in England. So we'll leave you guys to guess who it is. Let's get the usual suspects out here. Ben, Tom, good to see you guys.
What's going on, lads?
Good evening, everybody.
Martin is here as well. And we got Tony from Cambridge. If you guys remember, we had Tony on a while back with Brawley. He's a Newcastle fan, so he's feeling well. And I guess, Via Martin, you won the trophy when we have the banner up. Did you see that? When we put the banner up, John? Anyway, the joke's over.
Before we start, may I ask Mr. Tom who's in the mug?
Nothing. Here, when you put this up, Via
gotcha.
Martin gets the trophy. He wins.
Gotcha.
All right. So who's in the mug today, Tom?
Looks like the model Rick Martel, but he's got
Pixel Face McAdams.
It looks like Arnie.
He'll be thrilled to hear you say that.
That looks like me in the 1980s.
Yeah, I was going to say...
looks like Ken from Ken and Barbie.
I don't know, Tom. You've got to stop.
It's The Miz.
Who?
Les Mis?
The Miz.
Les Mis? I've
Never
never
heard
in
of
my
Miz?
life heard of that.
Them
I
Anyway,
don't
is
know who that is.
Anyway, guys,
WCW.
what's
Have we
going
got
on?
into
No,
hair
no,
figures?
Wrestles now.
What's going on, everybody? Let me just do a quick section about the end of the Premier League first half of the season, even though it's not exactly half. We've got a Newcastle fan down here. We've got Leeds United fans. We have Wolves fans, and we have an Arsenal fan right here. And so, how do you all feel? You guys, your team is going into this break right here. I suppose let's start with Tony because he's our guest. Did you expect Newcastle to be up here sitting in third? Playing really good football, getting goals from Almiron, getting good work from your Guimaraes and Kieran Trippier. How are you feeling right now as a Newcastle fan?
Let's not forget Nick Pope.
Yeah, Nick Pope. It's pretty incredible to go from last year this time, and it's just night and day. So the past couple matches have just been even Southampton. I don't think they played that well, and they just scored 4 goals somehow. So just that resiliency to go for goal is pretty incredible. I was looking up the other day. They have 12 different goal scorers, so it's it's I can't believe it. Last year they were just relying on Sam Maximin, and now Joe Willock scoring. Almiron has had 7 and 7. He's a whole new player, so it's I can't believe it. And then they have the best defense in the league, tied with Arsenal. So pump
the brakes there, my friend.
I just
Pump the
I just
fucking
want to add,
brakes.
like, what a luxury you guys, what a luxury Newcastle has, that you can bring Maximin off the bench, like the way you have been, and then not only that, but then you sign Alexander Isak, and he gets hurt, and we haven't that's just how much better potentially that you guys can be.
Yeah, I'm more excited for Isak because it just seems like Sam Maximin just isn't fitting in with Eddie Howe's plans of tracking him back and whatnot, whereas Isak will just, even the first match against Liverpool that he played and he scored, and he just did exactly what Eddie Howe wanted him to, whereas I just don't see them sticking with Sam Maximin for that long. So I'm excited for Isak to come back as a new signing pretty much post-World Cup. So pretty excited for that, especially if he plays on the wing and if he can link up with Wilson. So that'll be incredible in itself.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if you don't want Maximin, the Wolves will take him. We'll take him
Sure.
off your hands.
I think a lot of teams would take him. He is a playmaker. He's a game changer, but he just doesn't seem to play a full season. So, yeah, a little Dominic Calvert-Lewin-ish. But I think any Newcastle fan would be thrilled right now because technically during Christmas last season, you guys were last place, if not only in the relegation.
Third from bottom.
Third from bottom?
Yeah.
It took them 11 games to get a win, was it?
When you guys hired Howe. You guys were like dead last when you hired him. You guys had like 7 points.
Yeah, and then it was funny that they wanted Emery, and then the Villarreal president kept him, and then we get Eddie Howe, and now Emery goes to Villa. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, I think it would have been a much different world with Emery. I like the way Eddie Howe is playing, and he's going after it. He's
a breath of fresh air, isn't he? Yeah.
He's clearly inspiring some players.
He's a good coach. I rated him at Bournemouth. He's a good coach.
Ooh, Bandy wants St. Maximin over at Leeds. Leeds United fans, how are you guys feeling about the end of that? The end of the first half of the season. You guys were about to sack the manager and burn the house down, and then you guys beat some teams.
Yes,
started scoring some goals.
3 games ago, I'd have snapped your hand off for this position. It could be better, but
We're 1 win away from being happy.
Yeah, and what gives me comfort is we can score goals. Our goal difference to the bottom three is considerable, whereas last year it wasn't. You know, if we're getting beat, it's by 1 or 2. It's not a drubbing. We do concede goals, but we score goals as well. So that could be a big factor come the end of the year.
Even that Tottenham match, you guys were in it the entire time.
Yeah.
You guys were absolutely in it, scoring goals. I think Rodrigo has scored in the last 4.
Yeah, that was a killer.
As well as Somerville has scored in his last 4.
Can I just mention one stat that's genuinely important? Somerville and Rodrigo are the first ever pair of players in the history of the Premier League to both score in 4 consecutive matches.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
Not even the great pairs have done that.
Oh my God, I was so happy last week because right before the match, Najee texts our group and he's like, any time scorers that you guys think we could put some money on? And I was like, Somerville. And he laughed and went,
he was like, be real, Lolo, be real,
Lolo, come on. And I was like, just watch. And then he scored like so quick and early.
Oh, and the goal he scored was quite a cracker.
Yeah, it was. The kid's come to light, hasn't he? Fair play to him. He waited for his chance, and now he's got it. He's took it with both hands.
Yeah,
every little chance he gets, it just seems to be finding the back of the net.
He could have had another one though, couldn't he? If he'd have just lifted it a little bit, it would have been in, and then that would have been game over, I think. But
I think Willie
would have made it 2-0 then, wouldn't it? I think.
Yeah. Willie Noto didn't seem to me as effective as a starter. So especially since he had to come off, but to me, his spark wasn't evident from kickoff the way it has been when he comes on for the last 10 minutes.
I thought
that just goes balls to
the full game was very Sunday League. It was just chaos end to end. Not a lot of great defending both sides, but it was hard to get into for him, I think.
Spurs don't
what Lolo's
play that
describing
kind of football.
Is Somerville last year. Somerville.
Yeah, he come on. He looked a bit headless. He got lost with the ball. Yeah,
I'd just like to say on that. I think you'll find because I was particularly watching Nonto during the game. He got taken care of by the Spurs defenders, and at one time I think you'll find there was an off the ball incident, shall we say? And it was almost like a welcome to the Premier, where he started a run. And he ended up on the floor. Play carried on. And I think he ended up taking a knock in the end. That's why he came off.
He went off kind of limping. And
I don't think, another thing as well, I don't think Gareth Southgate saw that game.
He got roughhoused a bit.
He did, yeah. I don't think Southgate saw that game either, because if he had done, there's no way he would have picked Dyer.
Oh, Dyer was Dyer.
He was. And England think they're going to win a trophy.
Dyer was Dyer.
Dyer was absolutely Dyer.
Saying that,
Mark,
he has been playing well at centre half for Spurs for quite a while. Last season as well.
None of that. None of that, David. Please.
I'm sorry.
No Spurs. Spurs.
Cover your ears, mate.
Yeah. Just let me know next time. Mark, how are you feeling about Wolves? I know you're bottom of the table, but you've got a new manager.
Strongest team in the division, holding everyone else up.
That's what we're doing. We're the Atlas of the Premier League. I think we're gonna when it's all said and done, when it all plays out, I think we're gonna be just fine. I like what Lopetegui is doing. He's saying all the right things, and he's focusing on, the players that he wants to keep around. And one of the things that I've been reading about it is that he's really pressuring, and pressure is the wrong word, but he really wants to keep Traore around, and hopefully he can change Traore's attitude. And I think he's going to see more time in the system that we'll see. But I have solace in knowing that, and not that it's the same, not that it equates, not that we're going to experience the same kind of bounce back. But last year at this time, Newcastle had 7 points, and we're sitting at the bottom of the league, and they got a new manager. And granted, I don't think we're going to have the inflection of cash and buying the players and buying the quality. I think we have some quality on our squad that's going to keep us up. And fuck Raul Jimenez. He's really pissing me off.
He's overrated.
He won't rehab with the team. He's been rehabbing with Mexico, and he's been selected to the team, and he played but he won't play for us
because he didn't want to get injured. That's exactly what it is.
Right. So. But I think
He's
we'll be fine.
The same
I mean,
since that injury,
no one's ever satisfied with being in the relegation zone. No one's happy with being bottom of the table. I'm certainly not happy about that. But I think when it's all said and done, I don't think we're relegated, and I firmly believe that.
You're 9 points from ninth. You're 3 wins away from ninth.
Yeah. I'm not.
The good thing for you
you don't
is
get relegated. Tight. You don't get relegated in November. No. But let's see where we are in March, April. And then we can talk. Or I mean,
I'm not
talk.
saying you should be happy, but I wouldn't be.
I really, really, really hope it's Everton this year.
Yeah.
It's not as though Wolves are actually playing bad football because they're making lots of chances. It's just that they're not scoring, and that's what's costing them.
That was us a month ago.
Yeah.
Tony.
This year it's so tight down at the bottom. I think there's going to be. I mean, by the end of January, looking at the games that we've got coming up, we could end up back in that bottom 3 very easily.
Yeah, it's still all very tight. Everything is very.
And I think it's the best time to play City though, because we'll have a pretty much full squad, and you don't know what the World Cup's going to do to their team. So I think it's the best time to play City.
Anytime to play them. It's a good time. They're not playing fantastically at the moment, are they?
No.
Mark mentioned Newcastle being in a similar position last season at about this time. Do you see any correlation to Wolves and Newcastle?
I mean, they've had once they had the Chinese owners, they've had funding for years now, and if you had a Portugal on your passport, somehow you ended up playing at Wolves. So, I mean,
I've never been a big fan of that.
They even turned their away kit into Portugal's home kit, didn't they? Was it 2 seasons?
They did.
Yeah.
So I would mind that. Moutinho and the rest of their side. So
yeah. And I also want to point out that I definitely quantify. I definitely pointed out that by no means is there similarities on what happened with Newcastle. And I'm not saying that's going to happen for us, but I think there will be a manager bounce, as Lolo likes to call it, a manager bounce. I think we'll get something. We have, I have no fucking idea.
You invented it, Lolo.
I did.
We only have like 4 players that are going to participate in World Cup. So
why not?
A lot of the training we're gonna have plenty of players that'll be able to have ample time. So it's like almost like having a second preseason, and getting fit and getting in form and buying into hey, George McPherson is a new member. Welcome to the Stoop Crew,
George.
brother.
Welcome to the Stoop Crew, George.
I look forward to. I look forward to Boxing Day. We're gonna play Everton, and we'll shake hands with Connor Cody and the rest will be history.
T-Rex.
They've got problems, Everton.
I think they have, and I don't think Calvert-Lewin's as great as they hope he is, to be honest.
No, he keeps on having little niggles and injuries.
Yeah, and he's off form a bit like Bamford. His touch is off.
Because of the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper kept him up.
Yeah, absolutely, and they got rid of him, or he left. So, guys,
no,
we keep talking about.
That was Leicester, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. We keep talking about. I zoned out about what you guys were talking about. You're talking about. Okay. I can't hear from way up at the top of the league. I just can't hear all that nonsense. It's very.
I know.
That tumble will be harder
Lola.
than last year.
I'm so excited
because
for
I'm
you to not
ready
be at
for
top of
it.
the table
I'm
anymore.
ready for it.
Just
Yeah.
hope.
Tell you all, I have to
you
talk
hope,
shit because I
youngster.
know it's gonna end. So I
Just
have to
when
talk
you
shit
just
now.
you just need to be worried about when it
Tony.
does end, and you fall from grace and you're amongst us again, and you want us to be your friends.
Tony, just promise us that you'll never become as smug as him, okay?
Hey, I saw Newcastle in the championship 6 years ago, so I mean that's how
Fair play to you, sir.
Yeah,
it's only gotten better from there.
Newcastle have been through a torrid time, and they've waited a long time for glory, a long time, and they've won a couple of trophies here and there in their history, but
very long time.
They're too big a club not to have a full trophy cabinet for me. Do you know?
Yeah. So, guys, we keep talking about post World Cup, coming back after the World Cup. Which team do you guys think is going to the World Cup is going to have the biggest effect on? You know, we can look at the number of players, but on some teams the number doesn't matter if those guys aren't all playing. So, who do you think is going to be affected the most?
I think Brentford will have a lull. It doesn't matter whether they're playing. It's a long way to travel, isn't it? And then come back, and then they've got a week. Yeah, Brentford have got a lot of players going to World Cup. Maybe
John, pop up the graphic here. Let's take a look at who from each team is going. Because really, I had no idea there. This is interesting that it starts with Crystal Palace and then Leeds is up there somewhere. So this is not alphabetical order. Oh, there we go.
I'm surprised we're only taking 3.
Yeah, 6 players, Brentford.
Brentford has 6 players, and and see what I mean? Almost all of those guys start. Godos doesn't start, but the rest of them are starters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, half of their team. But 3 of them are playing together, though.
Yeah, so if they go far, look, I just think it's going to be. I think they're going to be leggy for a bit for the first few weeks. I think you see a lull with Brentford. That's my prediction anyway.
Fuck, Arsenal. 9 of those players have been starters.
Yeah, I think fatigue factor could be an issue for Arsenal when they come back, depending on how far some of these.
Yeah, they're not.
No, but you know, Saka is going to get plenty of time. He's going to play many minutes. Jesus Martinelli play many minutes.
Saliba will as well.
Tamiyasu many minutes. Xhaka's
going to start.
Saliba.
Xhaka plays all 90 minutes. Yeah.
Turner, depending.
Turner is the starter.
Depending
for USA.
how far the US goes.
But he's a keeper. It's not like they run around.
No, but Partey will start too for Ghana. Probably.
Yeah, Partey.
Ramsdale runs
that's
around.
What I'm saying. All of them.
Ramsdale will just expend all his energy celebrating good plays by other teammates.
That's the thing about the English.
Off the bench, he's going to tweak himself because he's going to be fist pumping so hard.
England have got 2 keepers with ADHD and Nick Pope. He's like the bipolar opposite, isn't he? He's chilled out.
I think if England win their first 2, that Pope will probably start the 3rd.
I think all 3 of them have got to have a go. I mean, look, they're all capable keepers. You can argue for any of them, really, because Ramsdale's sat top at league. Pickford's your number 1 usually. He's not let England down. And obviously, Nick Pope's having a great season. So,
but here's the thing: they're different types of keepers, though.
Yeah,
so I would say if you're playing, that's why I think Gareth Southgate will continue to switch the teams over, depending on the opposition. Where if you want to play out of the back, like if you're playing against the U.S. and you decide we want to play out of the back more, then I would start Ramsdale and Ben White together, because that's what they're already doing so well. And I think Ramsdale is better at playing out of the back, playing from the back than Pickford and Pope. I've never seen Pope before. I don't watch that team.
I
Yeah,
think
just-
he'll go
See, now
Pickford
Newcastle's
in the
becoming.
group
Now that
stages
you're on the
every
show,
game.
Tony.
Did anybody know that Brighton had half of the Ecuadorian national team playing?
Yes, because we were looking
No, I
up
didn't know
like,
that till I was looking at it.
and they are the only Ecuadorians in the Premier League, by the way.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Do you think
Well,
they came
that
as a
are on
job
the
lot?
I didn't
but-
realize Lamptey decided to play for Ghana, so he'll start probably.
Yeah, most
Lamptey is
definitely.
playing for Ghana. Oh shit! I didn't know.
Tell you
that.
what, Chelsea could have problems, couldn't they? Because they've got a lot of players going. They're not playing well in the Premier at the moment anyway. That could really mess them up even more.
I'd
Yeah,
say
they have a
all
lot.
those are starters except for Aspilicueta, probably.
But
No,
he's
Aspie-
still-
Conor
yeah,
Gallagher,
Aspie
I don't
starts.
think.
Oh, and Gallagher is not starting for England, is he? Ben,
Kovacic,
No.
Kovacic
No,
doesn't
I wouldn't think
start.
so.
Oh, he's
No,
Zakaria
he's
doesn't
saying-
start.
he's
Ziyech
saying
is
they're-
falling out
Mark,
with Potter, so he
Mark.
doesn't start.
Mark, he's
What?
saying they're going to start for their country.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is if we're saying that the amount of minutes that you're getting in the World Cup is going to affect your play when you come back to the Premier League, I
Yeah.
don't think Chelsea is going to be all that much in trouble because a lot of the, Chelsea is so deep that a lot of these players aren't starting for Potter right now.
But they're not playing well either, Mark, at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is.
I mean,
this is
I saw
true.
it firsthand. They couldn't do anything against us.
No,
Oh, and
no,
Nagy
they-
was so sure
Yeah,
that they were going
they
to
had that
destroy
effect
you.
against us as well.
Oh, no, this-
Wow. Okay. So,
what was
yeah.
that?
And wait a minute. Can we just take note that Alexis McAllister plays for Argentina?
I know. I was going to hit upon
Yeah.
that. I think that's hysterical.
No, it's actually Mac Allister.
Yeah,
Mac
his
Allister.
descendants are Scottish, so that's why they went there. I've looked him up before.
Wow. I guess I can't picture his face. I don't know if he looks Argentinian or Scottish.
No, he's actually a redhead. He's got like red in
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
beard.
he is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Looks a bit like Alexi
Messi's a bit
Lalas.
of a redhead.
Yeah, it looks
Messi-
like Alexi
Messi's
Lalas. Yeah.
Okay, John, let's go to the next page. Let's see. Palace, Everton, Fulham. Yeah.
Fulham have got a few. They're starters as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
there's
and they need to stay up as well.
I don't know if Tim
Yeah.
Ream will start for the US.
That he should have been up twice, Daniel James, because he's technically our player. So
Oh,
He won't be coming back, I don't think.
I don't really want him back, to be honest.
And
I
does
don't-
Rasmus actually play for Denmark,
Yeah,
or is he one of their backups?
no, he's played quite regularly. So yeah,
He's a
For now,
starter.
anyway.
Plays very well for Denmark.
Hey, so let's not
he's coming
sleep
on, isn't he? He's-
Let's not sleep on Ghana. They got Tariq Lamptey and Jordan Ayew and the party bus himself, Thomas Partey.
yeah.
Don't they have another IU? His brother is also playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alright,
Ayew
Ayew,
and
is it?
Aimee and Iwe. All right.
it's
is
an
that
old
it?
team though, the Ghanaians.
Oh shit, no.
Holy
Man
shit.
City was 16 players.
Only 7 at Liverpool. That's surprising, isn't it?
I'm curious about Alexander Arnold, if he's going to play or not.
I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
once again Southgate has to decide. I think it starts from your keeper back there. It's your keeper and your front. Who plays?
Would you
in
not
your
play him as
backfield
a-
and who plays in your midfield?
Would you not play him as a winger? I think he's a better winger than most
Yeah.
wingers.
Yeah, he's. I think his defending is shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, his defending is poor.
But how do you bench? Well, we'll get.
Has
we'll
Carl
get
Wa-
into
has
that
Carl
when we
Walker
see their
actually
whole
gone?
team.
I thought he was injured.
He's called up, so he's going.
Yeah.
Calvin Phillips, who's played all of 5 minutes, is going.
I'd say those three
Bullshit.
I
for,
think he'll be
for
back
Leicester,
up.
for Belgium, they'll probably play.
Who?
Yeah, I think
Kevin De
so.
Bruyne definitely plays. Portugal.
Cancelo plays, Diaz
Cancelo,
plays, Silva plays.
I don't know if Diaz plays every. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he
Ruben
does.
Diaz plays.
Ake
and Silva
plays.
I do have to say, if there are any mistakes,
Yes.
it's because we're in the free YouTube channel. If you want the accurate and actual rosters, you have to go to the
It's all
paid
good.
site. Or
Yeah,
just send
we
me
send
$10
those to
John.
all of the Stoop Crew members.
Just send us all $10, and
So,
we'll send you the real
John, is
lineups.
that the last set of teams? Oh no, we still need Newcastle.
Yeah, there's still
Bruno
more.
Guimaraes.
I put all the teams.
No, I know.
You're missing.
I
Well,
kept thinking we were done with them.
there's an
United
Aussie, but he's not on our side yet.
Who?
He's like 18 years old. I don't know how to say his name correctly.
Mick Dundee.
Garan Cole or something
Crocodile
like that.
Dundee.
They're not
Ed
on the-
Jones.
Ed Jones.
So let's get back to my question of which team do you think is going to be the most affected? We can go by numbers, and then that would mean City would be. They have 16. I think that's the most.
You've got to look
Manchester
at
United,
cover as
14,
well, though.
Chelsea 12.
Squad depth with that.
Yeah. I think Arsenal are going to be the most affected.
I think United looking at them as well.
Yeah, definitely Man United.
Okay, well, David chimed in the loudest. David, explain to me why are Arsenal going to be the most affected?
Because you've got a lot of starters there.
Yeah, but so does City,
And-
so do United, so do Chelsea.
Yeah, but they've got more depth than what Arsenal have. That's the difference.
I think you need
You
a
may,
few
you may
additions
do
in
well with the
January.
England players because they're not going to go too far.
Well, but see,
But,
if England doesn't go too far, that's our only one country that has 3. All the rest
Yeah.
are one-offs. So it's not like if one team. Now, what would kill us is if England and Brazil went forward and forward and forward and forward and through the tournament, because that is 5 of our players.
And are you expecting anything less?
I expect England to not get out of the group.
You are high.
What's
That has
Wolves' roster
nothing to
look
do
like?
with this.
Now we
Yeah,
just
there's
have
no-
like
there
3.
is
We have 3
size.
players. We have
Three.
Jose Sa, who will not start.
Portugal plus,
Neves, who will start,
Ronaldo, isn't it?
and Moutinho, who probably won't start. Even though, he
You
chan
got
for South
5.
Korea. Raul Jimenez, he won't play significant minutes.
He won't play
And if he does,
significant minutes
he
ever again.
re-injures himself, and Wolves are no better off, or no worse off.
Yeah.
He Chan barely sees the pitch. It's the 3 for Portugal. Those are all starters. But I don't think Nunez starts for.
Who would buy Raul
Portugal.
Jimenez if he was to leave? Who would take him?
Fuck, man, the
Lots of
corner
teams will.
bodega for some crackers and cheese.
I've heard
You
the
know,
Sinaloa
he's done.
Cartel looking for a forward.
What we would take anything we could get for him. He's done nothing for us since he was mugged, since he was nearly assassinated by
Wasn't even
a
a
certain
foul.
Douglas David Luiz.
Wasn't even
You
a
know,
foul.
Piss off.
It
It was a
wasn't even
it
foul.
was a
Did
brutal
Tottenham
injury.
have
That's
11
all I'm
players?
saying. I never
Yeah,
said it was a
I'm just
foul.
saying.
I said it was
You
a brutal
said he
injury.
was brutally raped and murdered.
I said he was
by a clown,
attempted
by
murder
Krusty the
by a
Clown.
goddamn
Sideshow
Krusty
Bob.
the Clown.
Sideshow Bob.
That's
You
not
know,
PG.
And in a rough and tumbling style that David Luiz was
Just
known
saying it wasn't
for.
foul. Wasn't foul.
I didn't say it was a foul.
You
So-
keep
so-
calling it rough and tumble, rape, murder, molestation, chastisation.
But what is the one
monetization,
word? What is the one word I'm
flagrantization.
not using?
Foul.
I'm not using the word foul.
That's foul.
You're
Impe-
foul.
Impeachment.
You and your smug face and an
Okay, so
Arsenal
let me
fan,
answer my own
that's
question
a
then.
foul.
I
saw-
think it's going to be Manchester United.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I hope so.
Looking at that, I agree.
I think Anthony is going to spin himself dizzy in Brazil on the bench because he's not going to get in over
Yes.
over Rafinha, Martinelli, Jesus, even Richarlison, and he's going to be doing those spinny wheel things that he likes to do until he becomes the Tasmanian Devil and goes nuts. Fred somehow will play. Fred always finds a way to play. But a lot of these players, these are Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Marcus Rashford. Those are fixtures of the England squad. Dallo, Fernandez, Ronaldo, probably Portugal starters.
How much do you think Ericsson plays in that heat?
Ericsson plays 100%.
I think he plays.
He plays
like he's definitely playing, and
Yeah.
he's getting.
So-
He'll get big minutes.
Here's why I think it's Manchester United. City, as many players as they have going and as not great as they have been playing, I feel like they're going to come back to the Premier League. They're so professional and so just regimented that they're actually going to be better in the second half of the season, no matter what happens in the World Cup. That's just City. That's how I feel they are. Manchester United is a bit more fragile right now. They are on a good run, but they're fragile right now. So I think if there's any hiccups, if any of these players get a little injured, fatigued, frustrated, beyond the Ronaldo situation, I feel like they're a bit more delicate right now, and them and Chelsea. But I don't think I think Chelsea can only go up from here, from the way they've been playing.
Yeah.
Manchester United are low-key making their way up the table, and winning these games. So I think they could be the most fragile.
Yeah,
I
I think also like maybe Newcastle as well, because all 5 of these players are heavy minute starters.
Yeah.
And they could, these are teams that also I would expect to advance. Brazil, I expect to advance. Switzerland, a very strong possibility. Obviously, England. So these are teams that are going to be playing deep into, maybe not Switzerland so much, but these are teams that are going to be playing deep in. They're going to be playing deep, and these are heavy minute starters for Newcastle. So this could be a fatigue issue for them as well. But they're becoming a deeper team, and by January, I think they'll be even deeper.
Have you seen the video of the England team training? Where
they were
they're having to
exhausted.
stand next to fans.
Yeah,
They've had to lay on these fans like blow out
Dry ice.
cold air.
Dry ice, yeah.
But I saw that, and the caption was basically maybe Samuel Eto'o is right, because he's basically said that Qatar will beat England, which sounds absurd as a statement, but it's less absurd the more you watch them train.
Mm-hmm.
And
you'd need to go 10-0 up in 10 minutes, wouldn't you? And then just sit back and defend. It's that hot.
Tom? Say that again, Tom.
That's not my opinion. That's
I know.
Samuel Eto'o's opinion.
What did he say?
That Qatar will beat England in the second round.
His mind drifted, Tom.
Because of the heat, they're used to it, and we're not.
He's next to the boiler room. Lolo's next to the boiler room, so the heat was hitting him, so he's zoned out.
Hot. I am a bit verklempt. Oh,
the difference is
I must
that
go out to the lanai.
the superior fitness and better technical ability should see a team through. I mean, I've played in Greece, playing football a couple of times when it's like top 30s, and you have to change your game completely. I mean, it's hard work.
I've done it in Germany in the heat of it as well.
But you change your game, and if England aren't capable of doing that, then quite frankly, they should be coming home.
They're coming home.
Let the ball do the work.
I do feel it's going to be more suited to South American or
African.
Mediterranean. Well, I wouldn't say African.
Well, I mean, we can look at South Africa, and what was that, 2010? Wasn't that a pretty warm season?
Yeah, but that was their winter, though.
That was their winter,
right? But still pretty warm.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But it's the same for everyone that's not from Qatar, isn't it?
Everybody's got to play.
Yeah,
everybody's got to play, and everybody plays all over the world anyway. Like
exactly.
Teams, play.
It's not like it was 30 years ago when you had, nowadays all the Brazilians are basically playing in Europe.
Yeah, like Mexico '86, and it's different.
So it's very different to what it was 40, 50 years ago when players actually played in their national leagues.
Yeah,
and the weather and the temperatures really did make a difference. You know, if it was the game if the World Cup was in the southern hemisphere, it favoured the South American sides, and vice versa, European sides in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah.
So but
it
it comes down to better fitness and technical ability. I think
it's more equal
it should
now.
do.
Yeah, Jameson here says time zone wise, it's not good for the Americans, North and South. Well, I'm worried about the U.S. men's national team because they've been so good on American soil, on home soil. They've been so good, wins or draws, and then they go anywhere else, and they've been terrible, and they've got a terrible away record. So I'm hoping.
Are you morning kickoffs mainly?
I'm hoping the U.S. can claim some Qatari
we're mostly
land
late kickoffs.
and tell the U.S.
look into that
team.
for you, Ben.
No, I'm on about on your airtime.
Oh my God! You're
sorry.
asking a fucking question in the middle of my rant that you could Google your goddamn self.
No, I was just
and of
asking
course,
US.
the Americans are the late game. We're paying for half of this.
No, I mean, what time is it shown? Your time, like the
2 p.m.
2 o'clock.
Yeah,
You're
I thought it was a bit. I thought it was a bit earlier.
You would have had it if you would. It'd be in America if you paid more than Qatari.
Yeah. Well, we got it the next one. We didn't pay enough because we didn't pay enough because we didn't think they were going to even be allowed to. And then at the last minute, it was like, oh, okay, they're cool. We're going to let this happen. And we're like,
the envelope got passed.
And so then we were like, oh, you know what? I'm going back home. I'm going to get my friends, Mexico, Canada, and we're going to go up and own that shit next time.
It's crazy to think that like how small of a country Qatar is, and that all those stadiums are like there's like 8 stadiums or something like that.
Yeah, within 30 miles.
They constructed all these stadiums and they're all next to one another. You know, it's almost like, you know, Olympic events or something. When I read that today, I found that to be really bizarre.
Really, that World Cup's in a city, let alone it's in a city. It should be the Doha World Cup.
Yeah.
Because the games are nowhere else. But
yeah, I saw a correspondent, female correspondent, who was over there, and she tried traveling between the stadiums. Couldn't do it. So the infrastructure actually isn't quite as good as it's been made out to be. Bearing in mind, this was when there wasn't a lot of people about, and one of the stadiums is actually quite a distance off of about an hour walk off of the sort of the train line that they've got set up. Or bus line. So there's still things to be done there. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes on. I mean, the stadiums? I mean, the stadiums look great, even the one that's made of containers, you know, which can be taken down and transported somewhere else.
Who was that, John? There you go.
Hey, David, please move your face away from our co-host's butt when she's trying to yell. David, please stop. David. We are a classy show here.
Don't tell my wife.
Accosting our referees.
I can't wait to see who gets sent off.
Okay, guys, for the second half of the show, coming up in the second hour of the show, hopefully everybody can stick around for that.
So can I do a question before the break?
Yeah, I'm not doing the break. I'm giving the pre-break
information
like 10 minutes before the break. After the break, we're going to go in depth on the U.S. men's national team, the England national team, and any of the other national teams that we find interesting. And we're going to pick our picks for each group and for our predictions for the final, as well as Golden Boot and all of that. If we get to all that, you guys may sidetrack us with a different conversation, but who knows? So we have about 5-10 minutes before that. So Mr. Tom has a question before we get to his betting in the dark. All right, Tom, what's your question?
which club has the most players selected for the World Cup?
In the world?
All
Yeah.
time?
Which club? No. For this
This
World
time.
Cup, which club has the most players
City
selected?
City
Man
has six-
United.
It's not Manchester. It's not Manchester
Is
City.
it Iran? It's an Iranian team or something, isn't it?
No.
or a
Nope.
I was going to say
Qatari
Real
team.
Madrid.
Or which? Are you saying which country has the most?
No, I reckon
no,
one.
club.
I reckon a
Confused.
small.
One
Club.
club. But if I tell you what country it's in, you'll get it. So I'm
No,
not gonna do it.
Bayern Munich.
That's the
Ajax.
answer. They've got 7. Bayern Munich have 17 players.
Okay, well that's only
Yeah,
one
Bayern-
more than
Bayern.
City.
It is only one more, but it's more.
Yeah. Very interesting. Well, with more facts and figures like that, I think it's about time we do betting in the dark with Mr. Tom. You guys ready?
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, love, place your bets.
All right, Tom,
Look
what do
who
we
got his
have?
shoes
World
back.
Cup edition. Oh, he got his shoes back from the cobbler.
Yeah, I've managed to get there. Right. Director John, let's start on our Odyssey. Because there's very little football this weekend, we're going with an old
What?
favourite. Swindon Town, the musical, are back.
Proper
What?
football.
That's awesome.
And I did my research. Swindon Town, the musical, have got 10 points out of their last possible 12 at home, and they're currently sat in the playoff places in League Two. For American fans, that's tier 4 of our football system. So this has a good chance of catching. I've picked both players out of their top scorers to get each of the goals. This could happen. This could net you 43 times your pound or 44 times. your pound.
How's Crew
Delicious.
Alexander doing?
And Luke
Okay.
Jeff.
No,
Luke
they
Jeff
recently
Scott's a
sacked their
player.
manager. Yeah,
Oh.
they sacked their. I
Alright.
know they sacked their manager.
But
Yeah,
you still
Crew
think
are
they'll-
They
mid-table.
can't be
score?
doing amazing.
You still think they'll score?
I do think they'll score because lower. You tend to get more goals in lower football because defences are generally poorer. So
I get you.
even a team that's promising is still not going to be. It's not going to be like prime Premier League defending because they're not. None of them are in the Premier League. Although Swindon were in the Premier League in 1994, so that's a fall from grace.
Wow.
Wakelin has 5 and 5 assists for Swindon.
They both have 5.
Yeah.
Well,
and so does
shit.
the other guy. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Right,
take
so-
it because
oh,
I'm
sorry.
a big fan of Swindon Town the musical.
It's a
Would you
great
get-
musical. So I've
Would you
heard.
get that bet over there?
No.
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 You would, but
For
you'd have to deal
FanDuel.
with Abruzio. And,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if you win, you might not get paid.
Yeah, you'd have to like walk down Flatbush or something and find a guy and he's like, "What you want?" And you're like, "Swindon Town to win 2-1 over Crew Alexandra." Shut the fuck up. We're like, it's
no,
a real thing.
he would be, I'll take your money now and pay you
Yeah,
when
he's
you
like,
win.
I'll take it. I'm like, what are the odds on that? He's like, I'll get back to you. Because he's got to look up all these fucking names. But yeah, put a dollar on it, or a Qatari dollar. Qatari, is that sounds like a video game?
What's that?
A
So,
Qatari.
Cyril, Cyril, for the second one, you'd been to the movies recently, hadn't you? Yeah.
What?
So I'm going for the top grossing film of the year 2000. There's no football. 2022 to be Avatar 2, but it has to surpass the 1.487 billion that Top Gun Maverick has already taken.
How the fuck did Maverick make that much money?
Everyone I know has seen it.
I haven't.
Everyone.
You don't know
It's a good
me.
movie. It's
I
a good
haven't
movie.
either, and I won't watch it.
You just
But,
said everyone you know, and I'm the person you talk to most in life, and I haven't seen it. So that's not everyone, Mark. You just said you
It's a
don't
good
know
movie,
me.
guys.
So it's just under 2-1.
It is.
Yeah.
But in fairness, James Cameron movies are generally events unto themselves. So
Yeah,
I'm confident
like
that
is it going to be
could
in?
actually?
Is it going to be in like 6D where they like give you 3D glasses and goggles and VR, and they spray water on you and do fart bombs?
I'm pretty sure it will be, yeah. So
yeah, then it can make money because that
increases your
ticket's gonna be like
prices.
$58. It's not like a $14 I'm going to see a movie. This is like $58. We're gonna fart in your face, spray you with water, and you wear these VR goggles.
Could you imagine Debbie does Dallas in 6D?
And I know someone's gonna say.
That's like a Gallagher show where you need to wear the fucking. The
Someone's
trash
gonna
bag.
say if it comes
Have to wear
out in
wear a
December-
Macintosh and swimming goggles, wouldn't you?
Someone's going to say if it comes out in December, it's only got a month to beat it. I don't believe that's how it works. It just calculates. It compares
calculates
movies released
until
in
it's
that
I
year.
finished.
think it's a.
Yeah.
I think it's a like it's not like the calendar year. It's
No. If it's released in that year,
it's
not until you-
a year. It's a year cycle,
you,
so to
you
speak.
probably have until the Oscars, I'm guessing, but
yeah.
Yeah.
even at worst. But what I'm saying is, if it comes out on Boxing Day or whenever it's due, I can't remember off the top of my head, it doesn't mean you've got 5 days for it to beat it.
Question, right? Let's say they've both been at the cinema. They've both earned 1.5 billion or whatever, and then they're shown again in 20 years at a cinema. Is that still classed as box office takings?
That's total takes. So
it would count, but
I would have to give my money back
then.
Yeah.
If you win, you have to give your money back.
Right, Abruzio comes knocking on my door. Abruzio's son.
He's like, listen.
Maybe that's
remember-
indicative of the neighborhood that you live in, John.
Yeah. He's like, remember when you placed that bet that E.T. would outgross Rocky Horror Picture Show? Well, they just keep fucking showing it.
All I'm saying is,
fucking showing it.
guys, all I'm saying is, if you put this bet on, and then you went and saw the movie, and it ended up beating Top Gun, you've paid for your ticket. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Not if it's $58.
Right. So if you make this bet,
It wouldn't be
go
58
see
in
Avatar
England.
2.
Have you seen what you're doing to us, Qatari World Cup? Hosting a fucking World Cup in the middle of the year.
Yeah, this is our World Cup predictions show, and we're spending 10 minutes on Avatar 2 versus Top Gun Maverick.
Because we're awesome. Like the Miz.
Tony's like,
support
I'm
local
so glad
football,
I'm staying
so.
up late for this. This is absolutely brilliant.
Tony's having a great time. Look at his happy face.
I'm going to see the National League tomorrow, so I'm going to the 5th tier tomorrow.
Oh,
Where are you going? Where are you going, Tony?
Cambridge United.
No, Eastleigh and Maidenhead United.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
Maidenhead United.
Director John.
I have actually
Please
seen a
have
5th tier
third.
game.
Whoa.
I'm going for a
this?
shock outcome. But one thing you won't get are any of the beers that are across the top of your screen because they decided to ban it.
This is true. This is true.
Did you know this, Lolo?
A
This
bit
is
awkward.
true, yes,
I
it is.
can't believe
As
it.
Budweiser
Listen,
tweeted.
I'm not even going, and I'm a bit annoyed at it because you've basically tried to soothe everyone for the last 11, 12 years by going, no, if you come, you'll be able to drink. That's fine. Like, we'll change our entire laws and everything to accommodate you having a pint. And then everyone's bought their tickets, and then they've gone, no, actually, you can't drink 2 days before.
2 days
It's like,
before.
you fucking pricks.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's
sorry, you
because
can
that's
drink
because the
there.
Qatari government suddenly saw some clips of English fans abroad during World Cups and
Or
thought,
US
The ones
fans.
the ones that
oh
they paid for.
shit!
And they're in the same
So-
group.
All the England fans that I've seen so far clearly don't drink.
I think it's the fact that it's the
they-
whole
they're all
world in one
paid.
city. Yeah.
They've all been like
telling
paid
ya.
to go, and they're like, "Who's the best England player of all time?" And they're like, "It is Harry Kane." And you're like, I don't
You've
think you
never
watch
All the
football.
Indian workers over there, isn't it?
Yeah, they're like, when does this contract
Right.
end? I already built the
In all
fucking
seriousness,
stadium.
you
Now
go,
I gotta
why have you
support
picked
England.
a 1-0 win? Because 2 reasons, but partly because I did read on Twitter that there was a fix, and that
Oh, yeah, I
Ecuador
saw
players
that.
have been
Yeah.
paid £1 million each.
Yeah,
right? So
I
thought,
wouldn't. I
that's
would
worth
not
a
put it
pound, right?
past it.
That's worth a
Right?
pound,
So-
definitely.
Yeah, but also, Cameroon beat Argentina in the opening game of 1990 1-0, and Senegal beat France in the opening game of 2002 1-0. Therefore, it is not actually out of the realm of possibility that the team that we assume would win don't win.
Don't tell John's bookie it's been fixed.
I mean, at a certain point, can you imagine like if Ecuador
fixed it?
Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Guys, bear with me. Wait a minute. You know, apparently, according to Ivan Tony, it's going to be 2-2.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Tony. My man.
The hosts don't usually play the first game, Anders. It used to be the defending champions that would play the opening game of the World Cup.
Interesting.
Hence how Cameroon beat Argentina in Italy in 1990.
Well, brilliant that was. What a game. What a game.
Circling back to where this whole conversation started with Mark getting all geopolitical on me. Do you all think there's something like if Ecuador were to score in the first couple of minutes and then score again, do you think they might like hold off making it like a 10-0 because they don't want to die?
I don't think
there's some of that. Do you think there's some of that in the air?
They're not good enough to do that.
But are Qatar are that bad?
Qatar won the Asia Cup. Qatar won the Asia Cup.
1-0.
I wouldn't say that Qatar is that bad but what it is that they have no European experience. You know, I mean, they pretty much play in the Middle East and in those tournaments and whatnot. So, you know, but I can see that it's the opening match. It's the only match of the day. Let our country shine. We shelled out all this money to bring the tournament to Qatar, and now we're gonna grease the palms, and we're gonna get a win against. You know, look, if it was a different team, you know, maybe not, but Ecuador's not that good.
No, but I could still see Ecuador winning.
Ecuador should win.
I can see Ecuador.
They should win.
3-0 Ecuador.
You're talking like it's a definite win, but you're not talking about Brazil versus Qatar here. You talk about a team that finishes 5th out of 10 in qualifying.
Exactly.
I'm not saying they're terrible, but we're talking about it like it. Yeah, we're talking about it like Qatar are playing the greatest side that's ever played the game, and they're far from it.
You know what? Estupinion. That's your opinion. And Estupinion plays for Ecuador. Get it? Get it? Come on. Nobody speaks Spanish here?
Right,
fucking yellow card, man.
The player I selected
Can I have a yellow
is
card?
their all-time top scorer. Yeah, bring on the yellow card. Start it to John, please.
John, you're a wanker.
Hold on. John.
That's a straight red, John.
He wants it in his face. He wants it in his face is where he wants it there. There you go. Booty to the face. This poor lady, whoever she is. All right, guys. So we're going to take our old man's bio break right now. It's only going to be a short one, only 2 minutes. So smoke them if you got them. Go to the bathroom. Go do whatever. We'll be right back in 2 minutes. But this is just a little reminder that Brazil loves on the Stupid Lolo.
On the Stoop. Hola, ¿qué tal a todos? Soy de Nilsson, desde Brasil, desde aquí del Estadio del Palmeiras. Mando un saludo a todos y mucha salud a nosotros, ¿vale? Un besito, hasta luego.
Hola Lolo, soy Nilsson, ex-jugador de Brasil, de Lyon, de Barcelona. Estoy pasando por aquí para saludarte a ti y a toda la gente que te acompaña en el programa. Fuerte abrazo, Dios te bendiga.
Olá, soy Zé Roberto, pasando para saludar a Lolo y los seguidores de Onda Stoop. Saludos.
Muy simples, ¿vale?
Venga.
Mira, son 2 saltitos. 2 saltitos aquí, 2 saltitos aquí, 2 saltitos aquí, 2 saltitos aquí. Y ahí empieza la cintura, ¿vale? Las manos, los brazos. Es simple.
Es súper fácil.
Es sí,
ahora más rápido, ahora más rápido.
Oh. Es simple.
Venga,
Venga, ve. Ven, ahora tú. ¿Quieres que le enseñe la samba? Lo estoy diciendo que es muy fácil.
Venga, chicos.
Muy fácil. ¿Qué? ¿Dos? No, no sabe.
Sí que sabe, que es muy fácil.
Dos. Ahí va.
¿Alguien más se anima?
¿Quién se anima? Tú. Ven.
Venga, chicos.
Pero no aprendí nada.
Ey, dale.
Tienes que saltar un poquito. Ahí, salta un poquito. Ahí, papá. Ahí, ya. Tienes que saltar. Mueve los brazos. Mira. Bien. ¡Viva Brasil, eh!
Yeah. Got some Brazil fans in some Stoop fans in Brazil. I don't know if they actually subscribed, those bastards. So it's just me and you, Tom, it looks like, and you're bored with me already, Googling shit.
No, I was actually saving a photo of the Iron Sheik calling Jake the Snake Roberts cocaine addict. So
have you been watching The Young Rock?
No, I don't have access to it here that I'm aware of.
Oh,
but
I think you would like it.
I'm sure I would like it, but I've seen a lot of photos or clips of their attempts at getting people to look like wrestlers.
Yeah, they don't do a terrible job. They don't do a terrible job. The guy Bam Bam Bigelow looks like Bam Bam Bigelow.
Cyndi Lauper was really good.
And what's his name? I think it's not The Edge, but who is it that plays Andre the Giant? Not Razor Ramon. One of those huge, massive dudes. He plays Andre the Giant, and he actually does a good job. Anyway, I thought you would enjoy that.
I'd watch it if I could.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a lot of wrestling history going on there. All right, so let's get into it, and let's look at our World Cup. Let's look at all the brackets, I suppose. John, is that what I should be calling for? You put up the one that you thought we would go with, John. There we go. All right, so here are all of our groups, and I want to ask you guys straight away, is there a group of death? And if there is a group of death, which one would it be?
I would say the group of death is Group E, because the death for Costa Rica and Japan.
Oh, really?
Probably. Because I don't know how the fixtures play out there, but you've got to imagine that if it falls very unkindly, Costa Rica will play Japan when it doesn't actually matter. Because they'll both already be on 2 defeats.
Of death?
No, what did we call it? Lolo, we had a special name for that Group E.
Oh, the group of death.
Was the
if you were in World War II, it would definitely be the group of death. That is the axis of evil group going on there. I totally forgot about that.
Can I say who I think's what individual player I think is going to have a breakout World Cup, even though it may be.
We're going to get there. Wait.
All right.
If you're looking for a player, we are going to be playing Who's Your Hamas coming up later on in the show. So save that. I think the group of death, to me, the group of death is 4 teams that you don't know who will win out of them. And I'm going to go with Group 8. I think Portugal,
Agreed.
Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea all have decent teams. And they all play well as a team. And right now, you cannot honestly tell me Portugal's going to run away with that. Uruguay is always in competition. Ghana looks good. Ghana looks strong. South Korea looks strong. So for me,
although I think South Korea hinges on Son's fitness.
Matthew Burgess is with me here. There we go.
Have Uruguay picked Suarez?
I think they have to. I think it's in their contract.
Is Suarez going?
Yeah,
I'd
he's on the team.
I'd be interested if there was anyone in the Ghana team that also played in 2010.
Yeah, I want to know who, if and who Suarez bites.
Yeah.
That'd be the least of his worries, because Ghana, I bet that man still can't step into Ghana after what he did.
Yeah.
Actually, a Ghanaian player did say, I can't remember which one it was, but he did say that if he had been in the same place, if he had been in Suarez's boots on that day, he would have done the same thing.
Right.
It's professionalism, isn't it?
Wow.
I'm sure if he'd have also been next to him, he would have killed him.
All right, David, who do you think is the group of death?
I don't think there really is one, you know? I don't think there is.
It's B, really.
There's not an out-and-out one, is there?
No,
I
because
think
group of
Group
death usually
B,
is 3 good teams and
Group
1
B
shit team.
could be Group F.
Group
F
F is. Yeah,
I think Canada plays the wild card in that one. I think they could be the one that could cause some issues.
Canada have a good team. They have a very good team.
Do. They do, and they
I
love
don't
to run
know,
wild.
I don't know how good Iran are. Like, I'm sitting here with suit. Like, we all mainly go sit here and go like, "Oh, United States beat Iran. Wales will beat Iran. England should steamroll Iran." But I couldn't tell you one person that plays for Iran.
I think the United States beat Wales.
You know what? I think Wales could end up at least drawing with England.
Yeah, they always raise the game for England.
I don't think there is.
Yeah.
I do not think there's a coincidence that they're in the same bracket.
We didn't plan that. That was coincidence. So.
Yep, I don't think I know any of these guys.
Oh, who does Godos play for? He plays for somebody in the Premier League.
Play
is a strong word.
But I don't know.
Was he with Chelsea? Does he sit on the bench with Chelsea?
Is he one of the 100 players Villa have bought in the last 3 years?
From Brentford. From Brentford, but I don't know him from the Premier League at all. All right, guys. Well, let's get into let's look into the U.S. men's national team. I know all you British guys are very excited about this because you're Leeds United fans, and seeing 2 of your best players taking the pitch. This is the U.S. men's national team. DeAndre Yedlin, the guy in the middle there with the neck tats and the green hair, is the only one of those lads who has ever played in a World Cup before. Ooh, that's not great news. But you got Brendan Aronson up front, chilling.
That could work for you if they're fearless.
I'm not sure Brendan Aronson is a given starter, though. Because,
really?
Yeah, because they don't. Berhalter doesn't play him in the middle. He always plays him out wide. And out wide, you have...
Is Weston McKennie.
No, you have Weston McKennie as in like a double pivot down below. But you have Gio Reyna and Tim Weah on the left and the right, and usually have Ferreira up front and Pulisic right behind them. So that's not... Unless you're going to bench Gio Reyna, and then you put them out there. To me, he would start over Christian Pulisic in the middle. Because he's... Yeah?
If Aronson spends 3 matches on the bench and then USA go home, no Leeds fan will be upset.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. I suppose you're right about that. Tyler Adams, though, will be playing. Now, Tyler Adams could be playing right next to Weston McKennie. That could be a very interesting combination in the middle there. And I think Mo Master's right. Gio Reyna, to me, kind of has to play. That's why I would take Pulisic out. Even though, Captain America, blah, 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 he doesn't play on a daily basis. Brendan Aronson has been bawling his eyes out. So, Adams, no. Adams will be playing.
Adams is at the bottom.
In the bottom.
No, where is he in the photo?
Up front with his pal, where they should be.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Yep, they're up there chilling together. But it'll be interesting for the United States. I really have no idea because there are some surprises in here of players that didn't get selected and players that did get selected. And, yeah, I don't know, man. What do you guys think of this squad? Do you know anything about them?
I think he's got a chance of
come a long
doing
way.
well.
Yeah, it's come a long way from 1994.
You've got a lot more like household names in your squad than you ever have done, and that's got to be a good thing. So
yeah, I think I think there'll be a strong showing. I think they'll do the country proud, but this isn't built for 2022. This is built for 2026. This is a team that this is a project, much like England has been a project for the last 12 years. This is a project, and
like 100 years,
however long you want to call it, 58 years. But I truly believe that a strong showing is necessary, especially after the embarrassment of not making it last time. I think getting it's knockout stage or bust for this team. I think if they don't advance out of the group stage this season or this World Cup would be considered a failure for US. And I do think that they're good. They're just good enough to get there. But this team is not built for 2022. This is a team that will get their experience, and 2026 is going to be the year that they are throwing. It's going to be all in for 2026.
Well, and we'll be playing on home.
Fair comment.
That's interesting.
Exactly.
That,
that's really what I'm getting to.
You got to get you need to enjoy however many games you end up playing, whether it's 3, 4, 5, or 6 or 7. Yeah, 7. You need to enjoy it because you won't be playing competitive football for 4 years because you don't have to qualify. So you're basically essentially going to be playing friendlies for 4 years.
Right. And also if we do get to the knockout stage, that Group A is not like the most threatening group. So I mean, Netherlands and Ecuador, maybe Senegal. And if we can squeeze in, I mean, we might be able to move on to the round of 8.
Yeah, but that takes us winning that, and probably going with Netherlands there. Yeah, sorry, John. Okay, so let's take a peek over at the England national team. Unless anybody else has anything to say about that. All right. And somebody asked, Don1 asked, does Matt Turner start? Yes, I do believe he is the starter for the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah, he most certainly is.
Who does Matt Turner play for?
Arsenal.
He's
but you've not loaned him out or anything.
Nope.
Is there many loan players at the World Cup?
He plays like in the Carabao. No, in the Europa League.
Well, I mean, even on England's team, Ben, to answer that question, Connor Cody's on loan.
Yeah. Thank you. There's one. So yeah.
All right, guys.
And
so
Dan James is on loan.
Yeah, I should have known that. Shouldn't I really?
So,
daft question,
all you guys.
Hey, Rob, how you doing out there?
Who is the England goalkeeper of choice? Who is your England goalkeeper of choice?
Pickford.
I don't see why you changed from Pickford.
Absolutely.
You happy with that?
I haven't cared for Pickford's form. I think Nick Pope is the most deserving.
Mexico and Canada.
I think in certain games you can trust all three of them, but if you've got that England Germany,
they're all valid choices.
I think if you've got that crucial tight game where you need a bit of energy, somebody in your team, I think Pickford's that guy. So He brings more than a goalkeeper to your team, doesn't he? He brings a kick up the arse at times, and so yeah, you've got to stick with Pickford. But who'd you go as right back?
I tell you right now, Kieran Trippier.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Nobody's
absolutely.
saying that he's going to start. There's no way he starts over Trent or even like Ben White getting it. But I'm like, no, Trippier. What? Trippier,
So what
100%.
formation would you play then if you're playing a right back?
I have to acknowledge Matthew's comment there, and like I said,
It is very
Yeah, that's
true,
an old photo.
but as
like,
Director
where's
John
Tyrone
has
Mings?
pointed out earlier in the show, that if you want the real lineup, you have to pay him for it.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, when did Tyrone Mings get on the squad? And there's Jadon Sancho, and there's
Usually with
who's that?
himself.
Tammy
in cushion.
Abraham. Yeah,
I think so.
Missing a few other people.
There's a Mr. Tom there in the left-hand corner there too.
Didn't even
Nice.
see
I
him
didn't
there.
notice that until you pointed it out.
He's the only one who gets to
You
bring.
know
a
what you're
stick.
saying earlier, Lolo, about Trippier at right back. I mean, why not Ben White? That's where he's been playing for Arsenal.
Because I think Trippier is a better. I think Ben White has been doing an amazing job, but Trippier, he's just proven, and he is
Ben
better.
White's been Arsenal's best defender.
So
I disagree with
I'm not.
that.
I'm not disagreeing. Well, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying about Trippier being better. It's just a question I thought I'd throw out to you.
yeah, and I think he gives you something else on free kicks. Where we've seen this England squad with such a powerhouse up front not be able to score because people set back. And look at Manchester City, and when they can't break a team down, they usually get a goal off of like something brilliant from Kevin De Bruyne. And Newcastle, a lot of times when they just can't break through, it's like a Trippier free kick goal that opens up the scoring.
May I
always,
add?
So Trent offers you a similar thing, but Trippier is a better defender.
Trippier is definitely the better defender. Definitely.
Yeah.
But Trent is the assist man, isn't he? So is that the Euro squad that we're looking at with Tyrone Mings?
Trippier is the only one that's actually
Yeah, I
scored
think
in a
so.
World Cup semi-final out of that lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before
And then I do John Stones, Connor Cody, and then on the other side, Kyle Walker if he's there, if he's available.
Yeah, I think he was named to the squad, but I think he picked up like a late knock or something.
Then Shaw. Where's Shaw?
I'm
Shaw
a bit
should be
disappointed we
on there.
didn't pick
Luke
Nketiah.
Shaw.
Yeah, so
Luke
yeah,
Shaw
Luke
left
Shaw.
back.
So I'd have Luke Shaw if Kyle Walker's not available. I go Luke Shaw, John Stones, Connor Cody, and Kieran Trippier.
Yeah,
You
so
go
I've got to
Cody.
throw my.
Yeah,
Why isn't Nketiah in the team?
because they felt he would overwhelm the rest of the world, so they didn't want to like make them think that they were.
All right.
You didn't
All
want to
right, all
unleash
right.
that beast.
All right, I accept that explanation for now. All right. Thank you. It's just a bit. It's just a bit
Yo,
overwhelming.
And
seeing
Momaster, I
seeing
said Trippier
Jakubowicz.
and Kyle Walker. Trippier plays on the right, and Walker plays on the left. Am I wrong about that?
No,
Am I
Walker
confused?
plays on the right.
Walker plays on the right,
Yeah, Shaw on the left.
and Shaw
Normally.
plays on the
No,
left.
it's Ben White sat next to Calvin for the team photo.
Mhm.
Just saying.
It's the centre half pairing. Who do you go in the centre half pairing?
Yeah, the center half pairing. I'm just
Stones.
going off of. I hate fucking Harry Maguire. Is that a cue you put in there?
They're
Fantastic,
gonna play
John.
Harry Maguire.
No
you
respect.
know they're gonna play him.
No respect, and I love it. Maguire. Good.
Isn't that
fuck
that
him.
new detective series on Fox? McQuire.
Maguire.
Da, 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 da.
Do. Look out! Here comes Maguire.
He doesn't
Who
respect
touched my
authority,
crime
but
scene?
damn it, he gets results.
Yeah. So Walker's injured. So yeah, I don't know. I would love to see Ben White fuck around and with his shithousery, but
Find
I would
out.
also like to not see him get injured.
Mm.
So
I'd like to see Ben White play a lot. I think he can offer a lot more than Harry Maguire can.
So that's the question. Do you move Ben White to his traditional center back role, like right-sided center back, next to Maguire or Stones or Dyer?
Some of them look like they've been arrested.
I feel that Ben White's actually been taken more for cover.
Yeah, I agree. But if in my England team, it would be out of them defenders, it would be Stones and Ben White.
Really?
Or maybe Cody and White. Maguire and Dyer get nowhere near my England team.
I don't think Cody sees the pitch.
Maguire.
I don't think Cody sees the pitch.
I don't think so either. You know, Cody's there for he's there for practice squad.
For the squad,
you know, for training. You know, I would love to see him. I would love to see him on the pitch, but because I think he would bring there would be a certain quality that I think that he would bring, but you know, he's not on there to play. He's there to be, you know, to you know, come on boys, we can do this, you know, sort of thing.
Yeah. Or if you've won your first 2 games, he gets the final group game.
Oh, I would love to see that, man.
For all the things that we say about Maguire, all I will say is that my mate's son did some filming with the England squad before they left the other day, and apparently Harry Maguire was the nicest guy in the squad.
Yeah, you had said that.
I'll leave that
I saw that. I saw that in the thread on WhatsApp. And you know what? That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me.
Who's your dark horses then for the World Cup?
Dark horse.
Yeah.
I would say Portugal purely because they have the weapon that has scored more goals than anyone else.
Yeah, but I mean, are we talking?
To anything?
No, I'm talking
by definition, they are a dark horse.
To me, they're not. There's too many Premier League stars in that.
I wouldn't say. Why are they a dark horse, Tom?
I don't think I can call Portugal a dark horse, but I could easily say that Portugal might not make it out of group stage.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm very, very interested. This is something that I'm very, very interested in seeing is the dynamic between Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes on the pitch if they play together. I want to see that dynamic because of
the handshake at the thing.
I never saw their secret handshake. I don't know how to do that.
Not a secret handshake. They met at the camp and they were filmed, and Bruno was giving him the look like the equivalent of say one of your friends has been cancelled for saying something racist, but then you don't want to have to censor it on you. It was exactly that.
No, Tom, that got explained by one of the other players who said it was basically because Fernandes turned up later. And Ronaldo made a crack because they're very good friends. And Ronaldo made a crack basically saying, what's the matter, was the bus late or something like that. That's all that was.
Yeah, and in the video, you see them, they actually do.
Yeah, but then he spent a lot more time saying hello to the other 3 players in the changing room around him than he did Ronaldo.
The awkward one was where he went up and grabbed Cancelo by the neck, and Cancelo wanted nothing to do with him. But those are all like out of context 10-second clips.
Yeah. I think the one thing that came out of that interview
I'm saying what I said, not watching those 10-second clips because I don't pay attention to those Twitter.
I think the one thing that came out of that interview,
I don't have time for that shit.
Ronaldo is in denial of his own decline. Clearly,
I think that's very, very true. But I mean, a dark horse.
No.
Someone to make the knockout round? John, can we get the brackets up?
I think Morocco.
Dark horse isn't to make the knockout round. It's who's your dark horse to win it, and that's what.
No, I'm talking your dark horse to like your shit team that's going to maybe make a semi-final, like a South Korea or something. Maybe not win it. Yeah.
Well,
like a Cameroon of years ago.
Yeah, David. David, I'm going to agree with you there. I think Cameroon has. And I'm not saying they're dark horse to get to like 8 or the semifinal or the quarterfinal, whatever. But what I am saying is that Cameroon, I believe, will make the round of 16. They're a bit of a dark horse for me. And I'm just saying. If I, you
makes you say
ask,
that?
and that's.
There's always one
I
side,
got a
isn't there?
feeling.
No, hold on. Let's the rest of you give him a
One moment.
second because he's Marky, you got so splendid to do.
Sure.
The fuck makes you pull Cameroon out of your ass? And after Tom explains what a dark horse is and says a dark horse is to win the whole goddamn thing, and you go, I'm not saying they're a dark horse to win. That's what he was asking. But
I understand that. But,
you
but
say they're
I,
going to get out of the group. So this this dark pony, if you will.
Dark
Where the hell do you get Cameroon from for your dark pony?
Well, for one, they had a very strong showing in the African Cup. They had a very strong showing. They're a very, very strong attacking team. I just, they're not exactly ripping it up in the friendlies, but I just, like I said, I got a feeling. I got to
drink more to get these sort of feelings that you got.
I want to see this come
I
off
think
just
I
to
think
see
they're
Mark
gonna
brag
make a
about
mark
it.
in this group where no one is like, when they look at it and they say, Cameroon doesn't stand a chance, and I think they believe in themselves. They're like, I will only repeat myself because we all know how I love to repeat myself. They're an attacking squad.
Really?
They did well in the yes, really. They did well in the African Cup.
They beat Burkina Faso. Show me on a
in
map
the Euros.
where Burkina Faso is.
I think I dated her.
She was all right. She was all right.
And
Is she the lady with the yellow card?
I really like Mbuemo's game.
Oh my God, you can't even
with
say
Brentford.
his name. Say Choupo-Moting then. Oh, I just said it for you. No, they got some Choupo-Moting. They got some Mbumu. They've got some Castellanento. They got some Zambo Anguissa.
Zambo Anguissa.
I think it's a good shout, Mark. I'll go with you. That Cameroon maybe to get out of that group.
Don't throw quarters in the machine. Come on, you're just losing money, David.
You
all right, Mark.
So
can we get an answer for? I'm done with that conversation. Cameroon, get the fuck out of here.
You know what, Mark? For you, I'm gonna find it out.
Who's your dark horse, Mark, to win the entire thing?
To win the entire thing, my dark horse of a team that could quite possibly win the entire thing. Fuck, man. Everything is just it's kind of expected. I mean, look at Group A. It's going to be Ecuador and the Netherlands. Group B, this could be tough, but I don't think Wales is going to win it all. There's no dark horse there. Australia, they never get out of the group stage. You know what? If I was maybe a dark horse to win the whole thing, Netherlands. I think that's a team that would not necessarily, you're expecting them to make it that far. In fact, I myself, just by looking at it, the style that what I saw, in the past, and from what I know about some of these players. I might even put a couple of bucks on, and if Netherlands is truly my dark horse, I might put a few dollars on Memphis Depay to win the Golden Boot.
No.
Just saying. Master Germany is by no means a dark horse.
Wow.
By no means is Germany a dark horse.
Betting in the darks, Mr. Tom
that'll be a no then for Mr. Tom.
Hey, guess what?
No.
I don't care. I don't care. Y'all
Cody
cannot
Gakpo.
Believe. You can all not believe, and that's fine.
Mark, you can always ask Tom how his picks turn out.
Oh, I know how his picks turn out because I bet his picks, and I am not.
My picks are great. I picked Egypt to beat Belgium earlier today. Just letting you know that, and I had the best to prove it.
I think OG wins the Golden Boot this year.
OG. No. He starts for Brighton, so that's Ecuador, I guess. All right. Let's see, Ben. Who's your dark horse?
I'm thinking Morocco are going to do maybe quarters.
What the fuck are you guys on?
Morocco to do what? To win it?
Quarterfinals. Dark horse to win it.
I liked in the Euros that everyone's dark horse was Turkey, and I think they lost all 3 games.
Dark horse to win it. Maybe
might be
Spain.
wrong on, but they also finished bottom.
Maybe Spain. They're not expected to win it.
I would accept Spain as a dark horse because they are not expected. I mean, they're expected, I would say, to get out of the group.
Yeah, expected to maybe quarters, semis. Yeah, but yeah.
But once again, they have no fucking forwards.
They've not taken Rodrigo. That's why
they haven't taken. He's in the form of his life, and they've left him at home.
Yeah, and they got effing Torres, who can't fucking.
What do you rate of Belgium's chances in this?
I was going to say Belgium were going to be my dark horses.
I don't think the dark horses though. That's why I didn't pick them.
Yeah,
I think
I can't. You know, Belgium is one of the top ranked.
They're world number one, aren't they?
I think they're damn close.
They've never won anything. I think they've always.
Yeah, but they are world number one. I think so. You can't really say
they lost to Egypt today.
They
lost 2-1 to Egypt.
There you go.
Yeah, but with the World Cup being so close, they played fuck all. I'm sure.
I'm sure, and that's why that's partly why I made a small financial investment.
Didn't Portugal beat Nigeria 4-1? I think did they today?
I'm telling you, these international friendlies are where you can make some money. Sorry, I'm not. Sorry, I know rip off my bit. Sorry. So I may have once come across someone who once bet on China to beat France at 19-1, and it happened in 2009.
Well, this weekend I bet Brentford to beat Man City and Ivan Toney to score, and I won 41. So there you go. It happens. Now, Mark, I'll show you how it's done. My dark horse would be the goddamn United States of America. He's getting
so full of himself lately, isn't he?
The goddamn United States of America.
I tell you what.
The same way when you asked me who was going to win the Premier League at the beginning of the season, I told you motherfucking Arsenal. So why on earth? And look, where are we? King Lolo sitting top of the table, looking down on y'all.
No. Sorry, Mark. Cameroon to qualify 7-2.
That's really low to qualify for the knockout.
To win the group 20-1.
My dark horse is the United States because you know what? All we got to do is get out of this group. And then it's one match at a time, baby. 1-0. 1-0. That's all we need. 1-0. 1-0. Just win your match. Just win your game. And then you got a great Arsenal goalkeeper in net in case you go to penalties. There you go. I'm talking dark horse macronomical. Thank you very much. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know
I'll be honest, I don't really fancy England's chances in this World Cup. They've been absolute pony for the last 4 or 5 games. Even threw away. They should have beaten Germany. They were lucky to get in the lead, and then they threw it away. I just don't see them doing anything. So, in that particular group, the States have got as good a chance as anyone. You know.
Sure. Yeah. All these teams deserve to be there, and all teams have a chance. Yeah. Look, I appreciate your nationalism, Lolo. I really do.
You call me a Nazi?
But I didn't call anybody a Nazi.
Oh.
I said your nationalism.
National socialism.
More fascist, more fascism, if anything.
No. When you get behind your own nation, that is considered nationalism.
Absolutely.
But I called him a
You're
dark horse,
naturalistic. You know, I'm not saying you're xenophobic or anything like that.
No, I just
Oh, we
have
should
to
say that
say
as
it
well.
in case they do
That
go
comes
on to win
later.
it, I will be
Yeah,
one of the only ones.
That's
So let
the
me ask
third
you guys-
stage fascism.
So, guys, the show's running down. We've got 2 more topics that I want to hit, which is who wins it? Who is your pick to win it all? David, let's start with, we switched up. Ben, let's start with you. Nope, David's on the bottom again. David, let's start with you, and we'll go all the way up and finish with me. David, who's your team to win it all?
Right, I'm split between 2. I'm going to go for Argentina.
Nice. I do like that. I do like that pick. Now,
Who
why
was the
Argentina?
other team?
Brazil.
Why Argentina, David?
Because they, having watched a few of their games, they've been on a really good run. I don't think they've lost for quite a while. But they've been very, very good for the last year, 18 months.
They
won the Copa de Americas, didn't they?
Unless I'm wrong, David, they're on a 35-game unbeaten streak.
Yeah, something like that. That's what I thought.
I think they need 2 more to beat the record. I think it was Italy that had it.
They're either going to do very well, get to the final, and then win it, or runners up, or they're going to absolutely bomb. I fancy Argentina. Yeah, I fancy Argentina. Maybe it's Messi's year.
Fair shout.
Yeah. All right, Ben.
That's not true, my master.
I agree. Argentina. I just fancy Argentina. I just do. And I just think it's the cap in Messi's career. I just think it's, yeah.
That's why I picked Portugal for a dark horse, because it'd be the one notch that Ronnie would have. Not that I necessarily want him to get it, but
is there any way those 2 can meet in the final? Portugal, Argentina.
That's exactly where I was going. Was how much would the soccer world cream their jeans if the final was Argentina and Portugal?
I mean, if Qatar knew what they were doing, they would set that shit up.
You know what? And I wouldn't be surprised if FIFA sets that up. I mean, they're far enough away I believe the way the brackets would be drawn up, they would be on separate sides. This is FIFA's absolute fucking
they're
dream.
taking Rodrigo before.
You know, to have Argentina and Portugal to be, the final.
Mark and Tom, don't give me your actual pick, but I want to ask you: were you picking Argentina as well?
I'm picking Argentina to win it all.
You are. So 4 out of the 5 of us are. Let's just talk about Argentina for a minute, and then we'll get to Tom's pick. He's the only one who's not picking Argentina. I'm actually going with Argentina, and it's a close one to Brazil. I feel like Brazil is going to do very, very well also, but I feel like Argentina is more of a complete squad than they've ever been. And this is the first time where Messi is playing that the squad isn't built around Messi. Where Messi is just another really good player in this squad.
But he's a leader.
And he's a leader.
Exactly.
But that's where they failed in the past when they've had so much talent. And right now I feel like Neymar makes it more about Neymar than the rest of the squad. Messi's done. Messi's over and done with all this. He already quit from international football. He's just coming back being like, all right, I agree with what this coach, somebody that I played with as a player, is now the coach, the manager.
Yeah.
I understand what he's doing. He's not making it all about me. It's about the best team going forward. I think Messi gets pulled out of games at times, especially when he's no longer needed, which you would never see in the past, and you won't see with Ronaldo if he's playing. this is I think the stars are aligning in a way that Messi's last World Cup is actually the best Argentina team there is. So
Agreed.
and I think when you look at them versus Brazil, tons of attack, tons of defense, tons of playing on and off the ball, tons of style. Argentina has a better defense than Brazil, and that's where
I just want to
I
just want to add to that because you mentioned him by name, but I question Neymar's commitment. He's already stated that I'm done with this and I'm done with that, and he's like, "This is my last World Cup." I don't see that it doesn't sound to me like he's got the fire, and if he does, I think he's going to be very disappointed.
Well, I mean, all he has is fucking fire. That's the thing. I don't know if I've seen
he can
much as
stop,
what you're
drop, and
saying.
roll with all that fire.
Yeah.
I'm just liking all them cool Brazilian names, and then you've got Weatherton in goal.
And Fred.
Exactly. That's the one that kills me. It's like, yeah, but you're
Fred
Gramage and Fabinho and Fred. And actually, Fred is in this photo, but he's so small that he's like trying to get over the top and get in. What's that?
Like, no, he's not.
No, I'm saying, but he's behind trying to get into the frame because he's so
Thiago?
tiny.
Oh, Firmino's there. Firmino didn't even make it onto the squad. So we'll see.
They've got a great team, Brazil.
You didn't pay me
Great
the
team.
$10.
I can't wait to watch them.
There you go.
No, they're going to be fun to watch. And,
They're the team.
Listen,
They are the team that the World Cup doesn't truly start until they turn up in their yellow shirts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those yellow shirts.
Yeah.
All right, Tom, who are you picking?
Well, I'm picking Brazil. My similar to David, my one I'd fall back on are the Germans, partly Germany because Germany and Brazil combined are the only two teams to win the tournament outside their own continent, which is usually, well, it's difficult to do obviously because they're the only two teams to have ever done it. Brazil have done it 3 times, so that
And it will
obviously is
almost
a big
definitely
advantage
happen
to
this
Brazil.
year.
It's a big advantage for Brazil. Germany also have it on their side that whenever people forget about them, they usually build up head of steam and go on to make things happen.
And they're no.
I so want them to go out in the group stage.
They are they're too good to be dark horses, but they are perfect for it. In terms of no one's talking about
They've
them.
not been great, have they? They've not been great over the last couple of years.
No, but then they always.
But
like,
you
have
can
a
never
World Cup
you can
or
never
so.
write them off.
Exactly.
Right. Now
They're
I have a
fuckers.
question. And I wish Lolo was on camera for this question. But here we've gone through favorites and matchups and dark horses. I got to ask the question: where's the love for France, the defending champions?
In France, probably.
All right. Well, that was a
You're
little.
just not getting us French Anglo. We don't do France.
Fair enough.
in England.
But you know, I mean, this is a solid squad. This is they're
they
very
are.
deep. They could field 2 teams, and they would be
I'll
considered favorites.
I'll tell you where they're going to come up stuck. They should. I'm not saying it will happen. They should get 3 wins. They should get 9 points without breaking a sweat, with respect to them and everyone else. But then they'll play. Against someone with actual quality, and then they wouldn't have built up to having any battles or anything like. I know football don't necessarily work like this, but I think that's why no one's really. Plus, everyone knows that they don't like each other. This country are notorious for when they melt down behind the scenes. It's not behind the scenes because you can see it.
Right.
You see it happening. Like
I think they'll miss
2010
Pogba as well.
David, you and I are on that same wavelength because that's exactly what I was about to say. I think
He turns up for France all the time and he runs the show.
Such a spark plug for France in the Euros. Not quite. It wasn't quite the finish that they wanted, but in the Euro competition, Pogba was amazing. I was like, where has this guy been? And then who else is also injured that didn't make the France team?
Well, they didn't pick Melier, so fuck them.
Nah.
Oh, what's his name?
He's up front.
He got injured during training. Fuck, I can't remember his name. He just got injured. Anyway, no, I agree with what a lot of people are saying here. And now they added Karim Benzema, Ballon d'Or winner. This is his time to shine. But does he actually get to play up front with Mbappe, with Griezmann, Dembele? Who are you playing up there with him? Yeah. And then how do you bench Giroud, another one who is like, he can be quiet forever, and then he plays for France, and he's knocking in goals. So I think Giroud comes off the bench maybe, but if I'm right there with Don Juan, the players mostly fucking hate each other. So it's going to be very interesting, very, very interesting with France. Do they have the firepower and the talent to win the whole thing? Absolutely.
Of course.
Will they?
Along with Pogba, it's not somebody that was injured during training, but it was Conte. No Conte.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, you know what they say. You can't take it with you. So we will move on.
Well, I also know that. I also know what they say is that. What was it? 2/3 of the Earth is covered by water, and the rest is covered by Conte.
By Tyler Adams. Thank you very much.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
USA. All right, guys. Last segment of the evening. We are playing a little round of Who's Your James? James Rodriguez famously in World Cup 2014 won the Golden Boot, came out of nowhere, got signed for Real Madrid, went over to Bayern Munich, went over to the Premier League with some unnamed club. Who will be the breakout star that nobody's expecting? Not necessarily win the Golden Boot, but who is going to be that breakout star and then possibly in January or the summer make a huge fucking move?
Cody Gakpo.
Yeah.
Are you
it's
sure?
The fixtures have lined up very, very friendly for a player of his ilk to put some numbers up, let's say. And going through the tournament, because he's gonna, even if Holland win all 3 games, which realistically they should, he's then potentially playing America, Wales, or Iran, maybe England, whatever. But the point is that it's not like he's automatically going into difficult fixtures.
If he takes his form that he's been on in the league, then yeah, absolutely.
It's his the world is his oyster as such.
Yeah, I mean he is crushing it in Europe. Yeah. You know, I mean, from what I've read, he's got like what a dozen goals and a dozen assists.
I'm not very secretly upset that we didn't pay the bit extra to convince PSV to part ways with him in August.
Oh, I am. I think he would have been the difference for us. You know, the amount of chances that we missed, he would have scored.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and cash in for the money because he wouldn't stay.
Jonathan David's a good shout as well from Macronicle, but I do really think it's Gakpo. Just
yeah. Could be. All right,
don't get me wrong. In 3 weeks' time, if he ends up having a stinker, I'll put my hands up. But I don't think he will.
Who are you looking for, Lolo?
See, it's very dangerous, but I want to see this Portugal side. Who is Portugal? The group that Portugal's in? Yeah, because see, my who's your James? it just depends if he plays enough. And he would have to play in front of Cristiano Ronaldo. That's the thing. But if he plays and in front of Rafael Leao, Gonzalo Ramos, who plays for Benfica, I don't know if you guys have watched any of the Champions League or the Portuguese league. This dude smashes in goals. And I think he could be someone who comes on and just scores a goal after goal after goal. I'm not sure he's my James this season, but Gonzalo Ramos, I don't know. He's been a pretty badass goal scorer.
Sounds like he is
season.
your James, though.
I don't know. I'm still looking into it. I'm still looking at the team. Still.
Who are you
trying to
thinking of, Ben?
decide.
Lionel.
No.
Yep.
I mean,
Who, Ben?
Messi.
He can't be a James. He's already a Messi.
All right.
This
Oh,
is
you
somebody
mean
who's not a household name that becomes a household name.
Well, similar to what Mr. Tom says with Gakpo, I think he's going to have a good World Cup. I know people have heard of him, but he's new, he's young. He's going to be a world beater one day, I think. So yeah, but I think the Golden Boot's going to Messi this year. I just think it's his year. I do. I think with the shit year Ronaldo's having, I just think this is his year just to rub the salt in. I am the best player in the world, and now I've proved it. So yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But I'm not
David?
going to watch any of the games because I can't have beer. So fuck them.
So
well,
the dungeons, the dungeons in Qatar, is it?
Now hold on.
Allegedly.
I haven't expressed
You haven't
myself.
gone? Let's go.
I
Mark.
haven't gone, and I don't know how much of an unknown he is. But
Can I just stop you there, Mark, please? Can I just stop you for a second?
Sure.
Now that you're starting, I'm assuming that I've got time to run off and get myself another beer.
Well, it depends how far the deli is.
You're good. You're good.
Be back in a second, mate.
Look,
I'm listening.
I'll be brief just so that Villamartine will hustle. I'm gonna dance with what brung me, and I'm gonna stick with again. I don't know how much of an unknown factor, but Memphis Depay is. If you don't know who he is, you'll know who he is after this tournament. He has 12 goals and almost as many assists in the qualifying round. He's gonna light it up. And I'm gonna stick with that. I know you guys are going with the Geico Gecko as your dark horse, but I think he's gonna struggle to really see. I don't think he starts. I think he's too young for that. I could be wrong, but I'm sticking with Memphis Depay. He's gonna win the Golden Boot.
I mean, you got a point, Mark. You got a point. You gotta play to get those goals. So. And I think you're right. He starts over Gakpo. Gakpo will come in, but is somebody peeing?
Probably. I don't know. This is a crazy
he
show.
just muted himself. There you go.
I think he made a
Glad I called you out on that.
detour before the fridge. Anyway, I've got one more quick question for the Arsenal fans in the chat and Holland fans. Dennis Bergkamp's delicious goal in Marseille in 1998 against Argentina. Who got the assist? Find out next week. No, don't find out next week.
Wow. I doubt
Basically,
I was watching.
Who pinged the ball 30 yards?
Nketiah?
To him.
Eddie Nketiah?
Yeah, it was Eddie Nketiah. Good night, everyone.
I was gonna guess.
It's been a lovely show.
I was gonna guess Eddie Beach, but I was a little slow on the draw.
He wasn't alive.
Nah, at his age, he wouldn't be able to kick the ball that far.
Over Mars.
Nope.
Oh. Nope. I'm gonna say. I have no fucking clue. No earthly idea. You gonna?
I
tell
forget
us,
which
or
one. It was
wait till
one of the
next
De
week?
Boer brothers. Let's just say it was Frank.
You don't even know the answer?
Okay.
I did. No, I did know the answer. And then when I went to ask it, I was like, no, wait, which brother was it? It was the one that plays on the left, anyway.
Yeah, Tom, that worked. That worked for me on Millionaire too, where I was like, yeah. But the thing is, I knew the answer, but when you asked me, I didn't. But I do
It's
know
Frank de
it.
Boer, damn it. It's Frank de Boer, know it. It's Frank de Boer, damn it.
Classic, Tom. Absolutely classic.
Well, that's it for us tonight, guys. Don't forget to catch us Sunday, bright and early. Excuse me. 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. That is only 3:30 p.m. or so, England time.
Yeah.
So check us out there. We'll be live for pre-show,
I was right.
halftime,
It's
and
Frank de
post.
Boer.
You were right. You said the De Boer brothers. That's like saying,
Yeah, Ronald.
yeah, you know, that's like saying one of the
That was
Kennedys.
Ronald McDonald de Boer. Frank.
What a goal, though.
Anyway,
What a
guys,
goal.
I said the one who played left
thank
back.
you guys so much. Oh, damn it! Now I have the hiccups.
Cheers,
Thank you guys
Lolo.
so much for joining us.
Cheers, Mark.
We will be live from Qatar, drinking.
Where
our
are you,
hearts out.
David? Where have you gone?
There's
I'm in
the
Spain
link.
still at the moment.
I'm closing.
He's in
the show,
Qatar.
you
He's drinking.
You fuckers.
He's drinking.
I'm closing the show. The link is in the comment section if you want to join us backstage. We will be back there talking some nonsense for a little while. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Mark, Mr. Tom, Via Martin, Ben, and
John.
that's it. Tony as well. Yeah, sorry, Tony was
And
there.
Tony.
Tony, our new resident magpie.
And Director John.
And belated happy birthday to Ben.
Happy birthday, Ben.
It's
We
your
got
birthday,
it.
Sam.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
So love you guys. We will see you
Did you
guys
enjoy your
Sunday
22nd
morning.
birthday?
Peace out from
Double
Brooklyn,
it. Yeah, I
everybody.
did, yeah.
John,
on
get
Sunday.
rid of these fuckers. Let's go.